I'm finally starting to take this thing apart. I've got it out here now, and I have space, and I have cover, so it's not gonna get rained on. So I'm gonna start completely disassembling this thing. I'm gonna do it a piece at a time and kind of work on the body work, you know, as I move through it, I think. So I'm gonna work on the hood and the new engine lid separately because I can work on them without everything else. One of the things I'm trying to figure out at this point is like how to organize the stuff, right? Like when you take off a part, there's specific bolts, washers, whatevers that go with that part. And I need to figure out a way to organize all the stuff out here so that, you know, in 2 years when I go to put this thing back together, I know what these are. So I gotta figure that out. But for now, until that, I'm just gonna put them back in the holes that they go in so I don't lose them. That piece is not attached. Snake! So I've got the front and the back off, but one of the big things, like I mentioned before, was keeping track of all this stuff. And so I actually need to reorganize shelving over here and add some more shelves. I still have a bunch of tools I have to bring out here. I don't have a jack out here yet. I don't have containers to hold the parts in. I don't have all the parts that I've already ordered for this thing out here. So I gotta bring all that out here. And since it's not at my house, it's a little bit less convenient to be out here than it was when it was in my driveway. I came out here the other day by myself without a camera and just started taking stuff off and actually kind of went a little overboard, more than I wanted to do. But we have no windows here. Took out all this trim and some of the windows. And the big thing is that there's no windshield anymore. I got that out and we still have to take out the back windshield, so we can do that now. But today I'd like to just like get the doors off, get all the glass out of it, take the seats out. But you can see that the inside of the back has been pretty much torn out, taking out the headlights and a lot of the electrical stuff. I'm just scrapping all the electrical and I'm gonna redo it to make sure that it's okay. But that's way down the road. Right now, I'm just gonna finish taking this stuff out. This is the biggest Phillips head thing.
Oh my gosh.
And that's not gonna work. Oh, well, maybe. Or not. Oh my goodness.
Well, you don't want your door falling off.
Oh. I should have done this one first. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll let that one set. We'll go with the other side. Oh, there's 4.
Whoa, weird.
Wait, did that one have 4? Oh, they're covered up by the, oh, okay. There's a piece of gasket right there that hadn't been pulled off yet. So, they're still held in a lot. Suckers are on there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have impact to get these loose. And even that, I can't use an impact unless I have a big enough head or I'll strip these out. Okay, one thing I did start doing is I got a bunch of little Ziploc bags. Should have gotten smaller ones. But as I take parts off of a certain thing, putting them in a bag, and then I write on them what's in the bag. And then I take that bag and I put it in there. So now I know all the screws are at least labeled if they're not in the thing that they go to, they're in that bag and I can find them. Let's see if I can get a seat out. So the seats go all the way up like that. And then there's a spring right there that you pull off somehow. And then goes like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
New office chair.
I thought that would be a lot harder to get out. Doesn't move in either direction. Sure would be nice if I could take the door off so it was out of the way. It's like a
Thumbnail.
piece of metal stuck in my back too. It's stuck. Well, I guess I'll have to work on that one. So you can see down here, I'm gonna keep that I was hoping the floor pans would be in pretty good shape. I knew there'd be some rust, but even that seems salvageable. But back here, I found there's a hole. It goes all the way through. And the part around it is very flexible. So I've decided, even though I didn't want to, that I'm gonna have to just like take out the entire floor and put new floor pans in. That's still a long ways down the road, but it's gonna be a significant amount of work. Oh man, come on. It's loose. So we came out here not to take anything off, which is annoying. The Allen wrench. Dang it, Allen. Whole thing. Oh, there it goes. Oh my goodness. I finally got the doors off, and that's because I was able to get a bit that was the correct bit and an impact driver that actually opened it up pretty easily. And so now I'm going to take them apart and pull all the guts out because I want to make sure that I can clean out the inside, get all this rust off the top, clean the glass. I got to take off rust on the mechanism. There's a bunch to do. So I'm going to pull this thing apart. I've got most of the parts pulled out of this door, and what I'm doing on these doors is experimenting with paint stripping. On this small surface that's pretty even, it's kind of smooth, curvy, I'm trying different things to figure out the best way to strip paint so that when we get to doing like the full body, it's as easy as possible. I know there's sandblasting. I've done a little bit of that. It's a lot of work, it's super messy. But recently I've been testing out aircraft remover. Somebody recommended in one of the last videos. The stuff smells terrible, but it seems to work pretty well. It's like a gel. I'll just show you. You put it on here and you let it set and then you scrape it off. It does stink really bad, but I wanted to point out that I have a big fan over there that's blowing air this way, outside. Huge door, plenty of ventilation, plenty of moving air, and I'm gonna stand back here. When I get to doing big surfaces, I'll definitely put on a respirator. I've got it around here, but just to show you how it works, I'm gonna do it right here, wind blowing across me.
Ooh.
Take out the steering column. It's got this cool little flexible crush zone thingy. I would assume that if I take out these 4 bolts, then this whole thing could go that way. Funny thing is that there are books and books written about how to do all this stuff, and they're all at my house instead of here. right. Ah!
Oh.
No. Just can't get to it. Did a little research and figured out that all you have to do is pry away these two little tabs, and then you can take the steering column out. So, I've already done one of them, and it was super easy.
I was looking at it when I came over here.
Take that off. Past that, I don't know. I kind of assumed something would release.
This is the part where you give it a yoink.
It feels totally wrong to just cut all this, but I'm not going to use it, so just cut it off. Alright, so now I have to get that end off. That thing. Ow, that thing is really hot. Oh, wow. Got it. Hey!
Is that a weapon?
It's a gaffy stick. It's super hot. But the last big step that I want to try to cover today, hopefully, is to separate the body from the chassis. Now there's 22 bolts, I believe, that are connecting the body and the chassis, and most of them are underneath the car. And most of them have been in there, all of them have been in there for 50 years. So we got to try to get these loose without breaking them. I'm going to start with the two that are really easy to get to up here. We'll see how it goes. That was surprisingly easy. I mean, I did it with my teeth. Now there's a whole bunch more to do underneath the car. I hope they come out as easily as that, but I kind of doubt it. But the whole idea here is to separate the body from the chassis so that we can figure out a way to make the body easier to work on, because we have to be able to flip it over. So we're gonna eventually be making a rotisserie for the body so we can completely flip the car upside down. Again, theoretically. But right now we gotta get them separated. So satisfying.